like kind of keep it calm too on our end, so I'm just gonna have to call in that reason. I just want to
there has to be another way to go about this. I'd go into a safe house with him if I had to, just to even be not having to have him in a home where he is not safe.
My son has not been called.
Okay, pardon?
My son has not been called.
Your son, yeah, Thomas.
I don't care what I have to do. I don't want Dimitri to be put into an abusive home.
So you're saying that the child goes back to a house that is unsafe, or you remove him?
I am trying my best to prevent that. Having him removed is not the best option. I'm willing to go anywhere else but have him removed or put into their care.
This is Jody, the mother, and my wife.
I do not want him going to a foster home.
There's no reason.
There is no reason for him to have to go anywhere. He is not being abused here. He is not being neglected.
He's happy.
I have supervision 24/7. If I need help, they're here. That is more than what I can say about Bree and Steve. They left us alone most of that time, if not all that time, and went out to do whatever the hell they wanted. I gave them a second chance to try to prove to me that they changed. And they just stomped on it.
Can I talk to her for a moment? Hi, Marina. Hi, Marina. I really don't get what the issue is here. I mean, they're safe here. They're
can't be doing
happy here. They're well looked after here. I don't see what the issue is. And if it's because of an old record that I have, there's nothing on there involving anything that would put them at risk. Nothing. And it's old anyway.
And there's witnesses of Steve's
and meanwhile,
abuse.
I don't know if you know the history of where you want to place a child, but there's a violent and dangerous history with them.
Glenn will
So
speak
I've
up.
contacted Rumina Dea from Global TV. This conversation and everything that goes on right now is being video recorded for her, and will be made available to Global TV, that you're trying to remove a child from a safe place and place them into a dangerous one. So you need to be aware it's being recorded for Global TV at the moment. Yep. I'm on the phone with Marina, who is the social worker who is apparently given the order to do this. They're not going without a fight.
One of us is going to be in there with Rudy.
You go. I'll handle this. I got to be here to film this for Rumina.
For fuck's sake. I can't even make... Just stay.
If you're ready to restore your service with a MasterCard, Visa,
Oh my god. Stupid phone. Go. Move. Move. Fuck, I don't know where my phone is now. Move. No. No jurisdiction. Fuck. Go. Felix, come here. Come. Back up. Cut. What? Back up. Don't go, I can't, no.
I'm not going out, I'm not going out. I want to know what's going on.
I don't know what way to wake up. What the fuck? They don't... I'm so sorry. No! Promise, please. Okay, guys. Promise. I meant it. I meant it.
You shouldn't get off that paperwork back.
I know. I couldn't say shit. God, now you... Yeah.
the only baby I got right now. Your other one's not born yet. Please don't take him. Please don't take him. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong. I don't even look. God.
There's nothing wrong.
Do you want to put him in an abusive relationship? Or place?
I get a feeling that one guy's coming for backup.
Who else?
You might take me for a moment to get started to call for him. I don't even know what his last few was. I'm assuming he's not due for anyone. You might need his diaper checked.
I'll shoot. Where are they?
It's there. I'll be right back, Abby.
They started a war. Steve started a war.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. For that.
From a safe place and put it back into a dangerous one. So, unless I get some sort of a, and then he says there's a court coming up on Thursday or Friday or whatever.
Sorry.
It's okay. Show me the paperwork that shows me there's a court date that I can go to Jody and go, look, there's a court date we can go to and fight this. Right now, all we have is they're stealing a child. That's all we've got. Give me something.
They're the Ministry of Children and Family Development.
I wouldn't give a damn if they were the Ministry of banana daiquiris. Show me some paperwork. Now, the law says that the director can, without a warrant, remove a child.
That's the
if it is an
paperwork that I brought with
if it is an imminent danger. They haven't even been inside to see the child, to see the room, or see anything. Never have they set foot in here to see how safe it is for them. So where's the reasonable and probable cause?
So they're telling you that they want to return the child to where it previously was.
Yes.
Which is, again, we're sorry,
Abbotsford.
Yeah.
The grandparents, which are very, very violent. He's usually drunk. He tried to pick a fight with Thomas right in front of the child. They've abused the baby and left bruises
You're
on
the
it.
grandparents from the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. And she said, and this is, of course, without me speaking with her, I just came directly to speak to you. So I'll speak with her as well.
Now, I've told Constable Frano there will be no physical resistance or nothing like that. Okay?
Yeah.
We don't want any problems. I want every last thing documented or recorded. I want something from them stating that this is, whether it's written or on camera, that this is their intent, just to do further investigation. Then there's a possibility of the child coming back. That's all I want. I don't think that's unreasonable. Because otherwise I'm left with nothing but to go, they're stealing a child. Show me some proof, or at least give me some evidence, tangible evidence, that this is not the end of it. That we have a recourse here, or that they're willing to work with us.
And again, without speaking to her yet, I'll go speak to her. What's the indicator that the court hearing on Thursday is for what?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. She just mentioned there's court that they can contest this.
Show me the paperwork. Give me a paperwork to go to court.
And what was our MCFD lady's name?
Her name?
Yeah.
I didn't get it either.
Okay. I'll go talk to the.
Like, give me the paperwork, there's a court date even. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, they're pulling shady shit behind our back and not even telling us about a court date, which they never did. Again, shady shit behind our back.
The reality of that is, like I say, it sounds like you've read the act. They need to have their grounds.
Which they don't. They haven't even been inside to take a look at the ground. Take a look or do an assessment here.
And those are the things that I can talk to them about. I'll have to hear her side of the story and hear what her grounds are, but certainly they have their grounds and they've made some sort of a decision. I mean, the act puts us in a position.
The decision was made by a worker in Powell River who has never been here.
If it's okay to call mom out, we actually do have another option for her still. But can you talk to mom because we're not allowed to share it with everyone if mom's not here?
Glenn, would you go ask Jody to come out? If you're going to talk to her, would you please do it on the swing? Nobody will bother you, and I won't be over there anyway.
That would be great.
Go ahead.
Jody's your daughter or
Daughter-in-law.
daughter-in-law?
My son's at work, and he's going nuts right now. So apparently now we're waiting for a supervisor. Gentlemen, I have a service dog inside. I'm going to tell my wife, and we have other dogs. I'm going to tell her to put them all in my office.
Okay.
Okay.
That?
I don't want my dogs hurt.
Of course. We don't want to hurt anybody, so.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Well, I don't want my grandson taken without just cause.
Well, here's the thing. We're not here to take anyone's children without just cause, right? Like you said.
Then show me the just cause.
Okay. Well, we're here acting on good faith because the ministry.
You're acting on good faith on information which is totally wrong. They haven't been here to see.
Right. So if I put it to you this way, when a judge signs a warrant, that's information.
Then show me
given
a
by
warrant.
police officer. Well, I'm not saying I have a warrant. That's
information by police officer.
Like I said before to you earlier,
Yeah.
we're acting on good faith because the ministry has called us. All right.
Well, the ministry is not acting on any good faith at all.
Okay. And like the example I just gave you 2 seconds ago, before you kind of interrupted me about the warrant there, if I write an information to a judge and the judge signs off on it, the judge is going off good faith that I'm telling the truth.
Right, but you wouldn't do that without reasonable, probable, and just cause, which is what's needed for a warrant. Reasonable and probable cause. And they don't have any.
The ministry has done their investigation, and we're here acting on good faith.
That's just it. They haven't done an investigation.
Right, we're not here to judge that. We can't tell the ministry that, hey, you didn't do your job. We're not here.
Well, they haven't done an investigation. They have never been here.
Well, sir, unfortunately, I can't tell you that they haven't done it because I don't work for the ministry. Right? I can't say they haven't done their job. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Well, I can, and they openly admit they've never been here.
I've never heard them tell me that they haven't done their job.
Would you like me to ask them in front of you if they've ever been here to look at this?
That's different.
They will tell you that they haven't.
Been here is different from them doing their job, though, right?
No, it isn't, because they would have to be here to see how the child is, whether it's safe or whether it's whatnot.
There's other circumstances in the factor, right? I'm not going to disclose those factors right now, but there are other factors in play here.
Well.
And they explained it to you before earlier.
And they did, and, well, put it this way. The same words as was used in the Billy the Kid movie.
You know what, let's get off the road just because I can't see.
I'm going to use the same words that were in the Billy the Kid movie.
Okay, sure.
I'll make you famous.
Sure.
Because this is going on the news.
Okay.
Not to mention Facebook and all of the biker church pages that I belong to.
So that's fine. You can put me on Facebook, you can put me on the news.
And I know it's my legal right to do so.
I have no.
And like I say, I'm not trying to cause issues. It's not just you. They're going on more so.
Sure.
But I want the whole thing out there, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're all public servants. We don't mind being on the news.
I
Always
get that. I get that. Okay. There they are. Okay, Glenn, Dave said that the child may come back. So I just asked if they're willing to go on camera and say that the child will be coming back.
Did you guys also know, gentlemen, that
Thomas is at work. He's
I'm talking of Bree and what's his name?
They have.
They had all their kids taken away because of Steve.
That's where they want to put the child.
Okay. That's where you want to put the child?
It's not them. It's these guys, and they have no choice in this. They have to follow whatever they tell them. Okay.
I'm just letting. Yeah, but they should know and understand that Steve actually abused them.
Glenn, end of the day, these guys don't have a choice. They got to do what they're told. No offense, but they got to do what they're directed to by these people. Okay. Now, was she willing to go on camera?
Not at this time.
I didn't think so. Doesn't want any proof or any evidence of the claim. I have nothing to go on then unless she's got it. Unless she's on camera, stating that the child will be coming back after once the investigation is done, or there's a likelihood the child will come back, or that there's a possibility. Unless she's on camera, I have no proof otherwise that this isn't an attempt just to steal the child, which has happened before.
Well, I understand next week there is a meeting with everybody. My understanding.
We were not told. We were not made aware of any meeting.
With the parents, if I'm aware.
The parents were not even made aware because Jody doesn't know anything about it.
Yep. And on Thursday, there's the court. I guess the trial for everything is going on, so everybody can go to show up and contest
the trial.
Yeah, next Thursday. I'm not sure.
You mean a family court thing? Where's the paper for it? Serve with the paper so I'll know about it.
I don't have those papers.
And do they?
I'm not sure.
Well, then how do I know for sure that there is one? How do I know they're not lying?
Well, I don't think they would have any reason to lie to you, right? So.
Wouldn't be the first time. Hey, Corp.
How are you doing?
Yeah, old, fat, and bald, but blessed.
Corporal Wilson.
Pleased to meet you, Corporal Wilson.
My name's Chris.
I'm pleased to meet you, Chris.
So,
I'm the grandfather.
What was your name, sir?
Charlie. And they've explained what they want to do now. My grandchild was removed from where they were because it was a dangerous, violent situation. And they talked to Aboriginal workers in Abbotsford, and they said, okay, fine, grandparents will take them there. Our place is nice and safe and everything. Then, without even coming here and looking it up, they said, oh, you have a criminal record. Yeah, I do, but nothing against any.
You, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing, and it's mostly 99% bullshit, and nothing that has. I pass vulnerable sector checks. I don't pass criminal record checks. Anyhow, well, you have a record. We want to take the child and put him back in the home where he was with the violent people. And we're going, hell no. Well then, into foster care. Again, not an option. Now, I understand we don't have a hell of a lot of choice in the matter. What Constable Frano said was, she stated, okay, well, just take the child until certain things are done or they investigate further. Then there's a likelihood the child could return here. Fine. She's willing to go on camera with that. I got no problems with it. And I can convince Jody that there's no problem with that. Jody's the mother, my daughter-in-law. She's not willing to go on camera with it. By the way, I'm recorded.
I would imagine that she's going to be reluctant to do anything on camera.
Well, right now it's being recorded for Romina Day of Global TV. She's a friend of mine, and I've got this recording everything for her. But you see, my position, I want something that shows me that we have a recourse somewhere. You know, I grew up in 43 freaking foster homes back in the bad old days. I know. So when I say the ministry's stealing kids, I'm one of those. So I'm very, very careful about what I want. I want proof, or at least something tangible. I'm not going to see my grandson go through the hell that I went through. And do I sound unreasonable in that? Your personal opinion, not obviously you can't give your professional one. I get that. If it was your grandkid, would you want the same thing?
Can't really answer that.
Yeah, we can't, like, you want us to...
On a personal level, like I said, take the uniform off for a minute on a personal level. I think grandkids, you'd want the same thing.
So the ladies were just telling me that they've been on the phone with their supervisors, that, as I'm sure you can see in the car there, they've got a potential alternate solution. But they just say, I mean, their hands are tied to. They
have to talk to Jody before they talk to me.
They have to talk to Jody, correct?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that.
So that's what they're doing now. They're going to talk to her about the alternative solution, and then, I mean, if that's agreeable amongst them, that's going to be shared with you for sure. Right?
But you see, my thing, I want my grandson protected.
No, that's fair.
And I will stop at nothing to make sure he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand that. Yeah.
And I'm, like I was saying, I'm wanting something tangible from them, something that Jody and my son can hold on to and go, look, yes, we have a recourse. Yes, this is here. Yes, we can do something. Wanting that, I don't think is unreasonable. And as I was telling them, back in Eastern Ontario, back in the day, I was raised in 43 foster homes. I know the ministry steals kids because I was one of them. In my case, there was no warrant, no nothing. They came in and yoink, and I went through hell in 43 foster homes.
Well, I certainly wasn't there in those at that time.
Well, there was proof. You've heard of Project Truth from back east, back in the day?
I've heard of Project Truth.
Look it up. I'm one of the victims. I'm one of the survivors. Out of the kids that went through this exact same system in the region I did, within a 15-year period, 85% of them were dead by the time they were 21 by suicide. That give you an idea how bad that was? So I'm damned if I'm going to see my grandson go through anything like that. But by the same token, I'm a peaceable man. Like I said, there would be no physical resistance or anything like that. I just want some sort of concrete proof, or at least a lifeline my son and my daughter-in-law can hold on to and go, well, look, this is...
Knowing very little right now, where you said it was your daughter-in-law, Jody. So you have issue with the grandparents on the other. So Jody's parents?
No, I'm Tom's stepfather.
You're Tom's stepfather.
His biological father is the one, and that there's major issues with.
Okay, and this is where they
were.
Want to return.
Put it this way,
little one to Abbotsford.
He is violent. He beat my wife, his now ex-wife, so bad that she has mental damage because of it. Okay. got a huge history of violence. Glenn has known the family for years, and I don't want my grandson going back to that.
And where are Jody's parents in all of this?
Up in Powell River.
Sort of
They're not
uninvolved or
no,
uninvolved?
they're not in the picture.
Yeah. So with Jody's parents uninvolved, yourself and Tom's biological mother.
Tina,
Yeah.
my wife Tina.
And then so the other grandparent entities are Tom's biological dad.
Yeah.
The one. That's right. Now, is there a wife in that picture? Or?
Yeah, Bree, and she's just as bad as he is. Like he tried to shove Tom around and goad Tom into a physical fight while Tom was holding the baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not acceptable.
And Tom and Jody have been staying here with you and
for the past few weeks, yeah, because they went to their Aboriginal worker when it got that bad. It got to the point of and said, we need to get out of here now. And they'd been in touch with us and was like, look, man, our home is nice and peaceful and quiet. We're pastors of the biker church, of Cornerstone Biker Church. Yeah, my life changed quite a bit. And so, come stay with us. Mm-hmm. Okay, but we got to go through Aboriginal Family and Children's Services here in Abbey. No problem. We met with them twice, and they were perfectly fine with it. And now they were, I guess, doing courtesy social work on behalf of Powell River. I don't even know why the file's in Powell River, because they've been trying to get the file down here to be assigned local, so people that actually know what's going on here, instead of doing it remotely from Powell River with workers that have no idea what's happening. And it was fine.
it's Jody's from Powell River then?
Yeah. And it was fine. So it was here, everything peaceful and quiet. And they were supposed to come. The second visit said, okay, yeah, we're going to come do a home visit and a home inspection. I said, you're perfectly welcome to, man. Come on in. Next thing we know, without warning, these two show up and go, we've been told by Powell River to come apprehend the child. It's like, no, sorry, this doesn't wash. Like, we've been doing everything we need to do. And our home is peaceful, it's quiet, except for this kind of crap.
So the child, like Tom and Jody, were living with his
biological dad, yeah.
Until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be supervised. They were not supervised at all. And even, I got a 3,500 gallon pool in the backyard if you wanted to jump in.
So they come here.
Yeah.
And this has been in the last 2 weeks.
Last 2-3 weeks, yeah.
And the MCFD hasn't been inside the house?
Not at all. Never. And they have an open invitation to come and look. They were they're supposed to come and take a look and whatnot. They've never been. So I don't see a reasonable and probable cause here. And that's required under the Act for a child to be apprehended. Has to be a reasonable and probable cause to believe that the child is in imminent danger. There's no danger here.
And they were scheduled to come?
They said they would come and do a home visit.
Yeah.
We had that meeting with them like a week and a half ago. And they said they would come do a home visit, the two workers from Abbotsford. And we went, hey man, no problem. You're more than welcome to come. Love to have you. And one of my training is as a chef. I said, hell, and they were joking around, said we should come during lunchtime. I said, by all means, man, no problem. They never called to make the appointment. Next we hear these two are showing up and going, we're here to apprehend the child based on Powell River's instructions. Well, what happened to Abbotsford saying that they'll come do a home visit and pass that information up and everything would be, what happened to all that? You've never even been inside to see the house. You have no idea what our house is like. You have no idea how calm and peaceful it is. You have no idea how well baby's looked after. Hell, I come downstairs in the morning and pass Zero and the kids give me big smiles and laughter. So I don't see to me it's not the probable and reasonable cause, not been satisfied at all, because they haven't even looked at it. What are they basing a judgment? What are they basing a child safety judgment on? A 20-year-old record, for crying out loud? As opposed to actually coming and seeing? Where's the imminent danger here? There isn't any.
What did he
He's saying he needs an ambulance.
Yeah, you clear off and go. Surrey for Bravo 55. Bravo 10 is going to clear from here and go check on him as soon as I can.
Sound like concerned.
Or one of your members?
Are you vest Kevlar?
Sorry?
Are the vest Kevlar?
Well, bulletproof nonetheless.
I remember my vest I had was a flak jacket.
Okay, I'm gonna go see if Jody and then will talk to me. I'll be right back, okay?
If you're comfortable with that.
What's up, Jody?
Basically, the only option is just to remove him and put him in foster care. There is no other option.
Or the other grandparents' home.
Well, you said there's another option. That's no more options than what you presented at first. I thought you said there was another option.
Instead of placing in Abbotsford where you guys feel comfortable.
That's not uncomfortable. That's dangerous.
Yeah, so.
And so we're listening to those concerns that you have, and we need to follow
Now,
up.
if I may ask, Abbotsford, when we were there, stated, hey, this place is fine. We'll schedule a home visit to come and take a look at it and everything else. And then you two show up. Whatever happened to that? Were we being lied to?
I can't speak
We can't
to
speak.
anything today. Today our direction is to remove.
Then we were being lied to.
And all the details will be in the removal court, and the court is on Thursday next week.
Do you have paperwork for us on that?
We will have paperwork for you. Yes.
So court is.
And you'll have all the
Thursday.
details in that paperwork.
And if you need help with legal
But
aid
until
or
then, he's
anything,
gonna
we
be in
can help you
foster
get
care.
legal aid set up as well.
Now, I would like a copy. You have the paperwork. Is it at your office for the court date?
We have to go back and write the
And then
paperwork.
you complete the Powell River completes the removal.
I'm going to put it this way.
Yeah.
This is my position.
Yeah.
What I would like to see.
Okay.
Go get the paperwork for the court date. You give that to her. No problem.
The removal first.
No. Please let me finish, okay? Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, you're stealing a child. And I have the right to say that because I was a stolen child by a ministry back in the 70s. I went through 43 foster homes growing up. I'm a victim of abuse like you wouldn't believe. No, you're not.
No, I actually really.
The system that I went through in those days,
Yeah.
85% of the kids by the time they were 21 had killed themselves. I'm one of the survivors. I'm damned if I'm seeing my grandson be stolen. I want a piece of paperwork stating that there's a court date or something.
We'll speak to.
And I'm trying to be reasonable.
Yeah.
Give me a piece of paperwork. Have your office email it to me right now.
It doesn't
We
work
won't be
like
able
that.
to do that for you.
So in other words, you're taking a child with leaving nothing back.
Okay, sorry. I'm
What-
gonna step out for a little second. We're just gonna go speak to him.
In other words, you're taking the child without leaving anything to show that she has any recourse.
But yeah, how do we do it now?
As I stated, I told them, give me a copy of the paperwork showing there's a court date. Email it to me right now, no problems.
Charlie, I'm going to speak with the MCFD ladies. I don't think that's unreasonable.
That's fine. Go ahead.
In private between us.
If it has to do with this, then I have the right to record on a public street. Right where they belong for doing this kind of thing.
I'm going to pause recording for a moment. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's going on here.
Just ask them to remain naturally when they come inside.
No problem. Have a seat, Chris.
Okay.
It's okay. It'll hold you. I thought I did a pretty good job of building it.
So the social workers have shared with me their reasonings for needing to remove the child. Okay. They don't have to share that with you. They shared it with Jody. She can in turn share that with you.
Which she did.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you've read the act. I brought a copy with it myself. Now, that act, and we could read it directly if you want, but it says that we have to assist them essentially when they
I understand that.
are going to exercise their authority, and that includes warrantless entry to premises.
And as I stated, there would be no physical resistance, and
no, and I appreciate
letting you in is not an issue either. Okay,
that.
but even Jody's saying, and like we said, then fax us a copy of the court paper. At least give us something tangible.
So one of the things that when I first came up and started talking to you just before she stepped out of the car, and then I went and talked to her. One of my thoughts was, my suggestions was going to be, can there not be a compromise where baby goes to like a neutral location, like instead of, that would help you to be okay with it,
and that's fine.
Whereas you can't just take baby, and again this is outside of my
outside of your, I get it,
my decision-making realm. Like, that's up to them, but I think it's reasonable to say that okay, if this is the issue that you have, that a baby's going back to Abbotsford to the to Tom, correct?
No, Tom is to Bree and Steve, and Tom is the father.
Tom's the dad, sorry, on the other side.
Yes.
It's sometimes we have to absorb a whole lot of names.
Yeah, believe me, I get that. No, we don't want the child going back to Bree and Steve.
Yeah, and I thought that would be a reasonable compromise for them to make, and they are willing.
That is perfect.
They are willing to do that. As for documentation, now she says that that there is the court that can be provided to you, but does not have to be in the first instance, and can be at the court hearing, which you're.
But how do we even know there is a court hearing unless you give me the paperwork showing there is one?
Well, that's where you have to take my word for that. I feel genuinely that if they say there's a court hearing scheduled for 2 p.m. in Surrey Provincial Court here, that I don't feel that there should be any disbelief in what they're telling me.
But you understand my position. Is you're taking a child without even leaving so much as a piece of paper stating anything.
Well,
and I would like, and Jody would like, and Jody said the same thing when I was talking to her with them here. She says, well, you know what, you got time? Call your office and just have them email a copy of the court date over.
Yeah.
How long does it take to...
my card and file number and my word that I've had that conversation with them, and despite that I don't have that final say, that the conversation that we had in the car was for me to be satisfied with, their grounds, that they have their reasoning, for the removal, and then also for me to take that opportunity to say, okay, I get it, I understand you've got A, B, C, D reasons for the decision that you guys are making.
But my record does not reflect imminent danger to a child.
Yes.
Never has.
So despite that, I still take the opportunity to say, well, can we, regardless this is outside my realm, can we at least then help to put Charlie in a better place to know that baby's not going back to Abbotsford? She said, absolutely. So baby will not be going back to Abbotsford before any decisions are made in that court hearing on Thursday. And you have to take my word that that court hearing is scheduled for Thursday at 2 p.m. in Surrey Provincial Court. I have no reason to disbelieve.
I have no reason to disbelieve you. No offense, but I believe a uniformed member far better than I believe them.
My card,
but you
my file number, and my cell phone number.
But you understand the way where I was raised and what I went through. You understand I have absolutely zero reason to believe anything they say.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah. And you had mentioned to Project
Truth. It was in 2000 it came out. Constable...
Because I would certainly be interested in
He found over 2,000 files of children that had been abused in the system. A constable of Como Police that were buried in the basement of the police station and covered up and hidden. And he found them and brought them to light. And there was a massive investigation. And that was Project Truth. So, and like I said, 85% of the kids that went through the system I did during the time I did had killed themselves by the time they were 21.
Well, you defy the odds then.
Yeah, and there's no way in hell that I want to see my grandson go through that. And I'm sure you can understand that.
I do. And I'm sure that you can understand at my end.
I get your end. I get your end. I understand it, and I understand you have a duty to do. And I understand
that you can see that I don't take it lightly. I want to listen to your concerns,
and I hear
them.
I appreciate that.
And I listen to their reason, their grounds, and their reasoning. And I don't necessarily. It's not for me to judge,
whether you agree or not agree. At the end of the day, you've got to go with what they
They made that decision. The Act tells me that I have to assist them for their safety.
Here comes my tenant, Derek.
So that's what we're going to do. I appreciate you said that there's not going to be any violence but what I want you to do is I didn't finish my thought there when you said that Derek started to pull up. Is that regardless of that, it could end there. I don't come and be.
No. To be perfectly honest, you could have come just by yourself and handled this. Yeah. There's no need for anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yet I still wanted to ensure that they could come up with a compromise for your concerns.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
And that's, and like I said, you yourself could have come handled this. No need for anybody else. And at the end of the day, we all know what's going to happen. Okay, it's just we needed some sort of assurances.
Okay. So can that assurance be my word?
Yes.
RCMP officer to Charlie, father to father.
Your word is perfect with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you could write, baby's not going back to Abbotsford. There's a court hearing on Thursday at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
In Surrey Provincial Court.
If you could write down the court date and the number of the court number, whatnot.
Yeah, I'll write you my file number. Yeah. I'll write you the court date and my cell phone number too.
Okay. My friend has gone to pick up Tom, the father.
Yeah.
My son. Would you mind waiting a little bit till he gets back? It may take 10-15 minutes because he would like to say goodbye to the baby for now. And at that point in time, I have a service dog. He's very friendly. He's a big husky. Okay, so don't be concerned about the dogs inside. They bark a lot, but nothing.
Yeah.
You will be welcome to come in and do what you have to do. Okay? No offense, I don't want anyone else in the house because they'll drive the dogs ape shit.
Yeah.
But there'll be no problems.
Yes. So if we can be 10 or 10 or I thought my partner said that he had maybe arrived or no.
No. Glenn, our friend, arrived and he's gone to pick Tom up. Okay. Pick Tom up and bring him here.
Okay.
And where he works is just at Mufford and 64th. So he's like not far.
Okay. One point that I forgot, and when we were talking sort of past their grounds and reasons, and when it went into more my, let's get baby into a neutral place. That makes you more comfortable. It was them wanting to do arrange a visitation early in the week too.
That would be perfect.
Jody, Tom, yeah. Can
I get Jody and my wife to come out and talk with you?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. It's your husband.
Huh?
Your husband. Open the door. Thank you. I want you guys to come out. Just back up. Okay, Jody. The sergeant here, I've been talking to him. This is a compromise.
Thomas, you listening to this?
We're going to wait for Tom to get here, okay? But Dimitri is going to go into a neutral home.
A what?
A neutral home. but they're going to set up visitation for you like early this week for you to go there and visit. There's a court date on Thursday. He's giving us that. We can go to the court date and put our case in.
Can I ask Charlie something?
Yes.
What about those people you're talking about? You told me to message them on Facebook.
I'm working on it, okay? But right now, they have no choice, but I'm working with the corporal. So what's gonna happen, they're taking Dimitri today, either way. They're gonna wait till you get home, so Glenn's on his way to get you, okay?
I just talked to him.
Okay, he's coming to get you. They're gonna wait till you get home, then baby goes into a, what they call a receiving home, which is like, it's...
Glenn's here.
Okay.
Glenn might smoke in his car now.
Yeah. I need one too, but I ain't got one. So anyhow, they're going to go to, the baby will go to a receiving home or to an interim home, and you'll go early this week to visit, and then they'll deal with that. The sergeant... Okay, I'll see you when you get here. The corporal outside wants to talk to both of you to let you know what the arrangements are and to put your mind at ease. But the biggest thing is, baby, he got a promise from them. They're not taking him to Stephen Bree. Don't bring baby out right now. Come sit in the swing and talk to the sergeant. Okay, here.
Yeah, but he's gonna be going soon. I don't want to say that.
Okay, well, take him and hold on to him then, but don't let anybody else grab him, okay? They'll be out in a second. She's bringing Dimitri out, but Dimitri's not to go anywhere till Tom Coe.
Come says goodbye. Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Because she's rather upset. I'm going to bring my service puppy.
He works?
Yeah.
Where does he work?
The t-shirt printing place on Mufford and 64th. I'm going to bring my service puppy out. Just hold on. Sterling, come here. That wind certainly slams that door. Okay. Queenie, stay. Okay, good boy. Good boy. Come on. Be very friendly. Sterling. Sterling.
Hello, Sterling. Hello.
Come here. Sit. Greatest invention if you're a dog owner.
Goes right on top of the water bottle.
Yeah. Make it as quick as you can without breaking any laws.
I'm gonna let you go.
I'm Chris.
Or you stay on the line. Just don't say that.
Honey, just sit down.
No problem. I was just talking to Charlie, and I think he wanted to.
It's my son. It's the
Oh,
dad.
Charlie said Tom was coming.
He's coming.
Okay, because I can talk to him.
But Tom wants to say goodbye to.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to be here very shortly.
Yeah.
He just wants to say goodbye to his son. He's been at work all day.
Okay, hold, hey.
Sorry, you were saying.
Just tell Tom to be quiet and
I want you to
listen.
listen. Glenn? Glenn, can you...
Wilson. Okay. Okay. I'm not there. Sergeant Green is there. I'm on another file.
It's okay, Papa.
Yeah, either call Roger or it sounded like he was okay, but did need an ambulance. Or I wanted to get one called for right away because he did sound a bit disoriented. He was going to go back. So fire requires us to assist them to make sure that there's no violence, that everything goes smoothly. These are things that I've talked to Charlie about, and he's in agreement.
Oh, sorry.
So,
But you see, this is a very safe, very happy, calm home.
And just because someone has a record doesn't mean they're a bad person. They just screwed up in the past.
and Charlie and I have had that discussion, and that's where on Thursday, that should be one of the things that you guys write down, like, what is the issue with Charlie? Let's move forward and make sure that Charlie can be cleared.
Well, I was when I got my daughter back.
And let's on Thursday, let's make that one of the things that you talk to the judge about. Like how do we get Charlie cleared so that Dimitri and you guys can all be together back here? But that's the short term. That's the short term what has to happen.
Well, can I have it in writing that short term?
There's nothing in writing to give you.
And I even asked them to go on camera and they refused.
Well, that's
where I'm on camera right now, and I'll tell you that I'm providing Charlie and yourself with my business card, the file number, my cell phone number as well, and if there's anything, if it's my word that Dimitri's not going back to Abbotsford, the hearing is on Thursday at Surrey Provincial Court at 2 p.m. So that's the assurance there.
And all of this video footage is going to Romina, my friend at Global. I've already called her, and she's going to put it together as a story. And if they make one screw up, this is going to go viral real quick. And you know, Global TV. Well, I'm sure you know Romina Dea.
I know of Romina Dea.
Well, I called her as soon as I heard what was happening. I have her cell number, and she's like, "Film it." So
as you see, I've not been opposed to being filmed. So.
No problem. But I'm saying this is more, you know, my distrust of them.
Mm-hmm. I do. I understand that.
And so they go back on even one. You can bet, and you've seen how far my reach is, communications-wise.
Worldwide.
So how far and how fast can I get it there? And I will not hesitate. Like I said, I'll do whatever it takes to protect my grandson. Okay, Romina, I'm going to put this off, and I'll get it forwarded to you tonight for the newsroom. Okay?